Alright boys and girls, welcome back to another AFK Journey video. Alright guys, we're going to be jumping into this game a little bit more deeply and covering what we need to cover in regards to some of the systems that are in the game. Now I have to say, some of these systems are built to be pretty revolutionary in regards to how gachas work. If you are into playing a lot of gachas, you understand grinding equipment is probably one of the most tedious and hard parts about any gacha. Like you play, for example, Epic 7, right? Which is Wyvern, everybody knows Wyvern 13. You farm it all day long to get yourself some speed gear, and if you don't get the proper substats, well, you got to start over again and keep grinding it nonstop, and then you got to do it all over for every single character. Now, this game does things really, really well, and I hope, and I'm saying this wholeheartedly, I really do hope a lot more gachas adopt this kind of equipment playstyle. So we're going to talk a little bit about equipment as I'm exploring this map. I'm going to show you guys how the equipment system works, as well as some of the crafting system, which is also a really, really nice addition to the equipment system as well, and how to take advantage of it and how you will leverage it when the game drops. Okay, so first things first, equipment. So how do you get it? Now you guys can see here, I'm just running around the map right now, collecting myself some extra things along the way, some treasure chests, some of these little crafting equipment, as well as items. But these chests here specifically will drop a few things. Sometimes they'll drop gold, crystals, but the odd times you're going to get yourself a piece of equipment that will also drop, and that is how you get equipment from the map. The second way to get equipment, of course, is beating bosses and having them drop it through that mechanic. Third way of doing it is collecting yourself equipment through the store, which you can purchase with real life money or currencies in the game. And then the last way, and probably the most effective way to get equipment, is going to be through the idle section. So there's a treasure chest, you can collect idle rewards. As you level up the idle chest, you get higher end equipment as well as rewards along the way, and I'll show you guys how that works. Now the beauty of this, when it comes down to equipment, is that you don't have to equip it on every single character, right? Even if you have 6 different characters all in the same class, you don't have to get equipment for all of them. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So we're going to go to the AFK progress here. This is the chest I was referring to. You guys can see here, as you progress through the chest, you get more levels, you get equipment, and sorry, not equipment, you get items along the way, including resources. And this chest here will actually provide you with the ability to get yourself max level 80 equipment. Okay, so right over here it just says a piece of equipment that increases the power of the hero that wears it. Now you don't have to be level 80 yourself to equip that gear. You just get that gear and you can equip it. But you can see here, level 80 is my gear. I have, my character is the highest level. It's 79 and 70, but my resonance level is only 70, which means it reflects off the lowest character that I have. So let's look at how equipment works and why I think this is the best equipment setup I've ever seen in any game. And I truly mean this, guys. I hope like more gachas kind of adopt this system, because I think it takes away the tedious and the heartbreaking part of many gachas, which is grinding for gear, which I cannot stand. The reason I can't stand this is when you're looking to min-max and you're a perfectionist, it's really difficult to get a perfect piece of gear. It can take weeks, months, if you get lucky, some days, right? And it's one of those things that make a lot of people quit. So if we go to the equipment section, this is the way it actually is structured. Okay, you guys can see here. Number one, when you hit a certain level, you get to choose a piece of gear that increases the level of the unit that it most reflects. And in this case, my mage here, it would increase it by level 35. My support would be 10. My warrior would be 25. Both my tank and my rangers both have level 90 already, so we won't touch that. And then my rogue here, which is level 9, which will be level 90, it's 15. Now I have a rogue that I really love in Vala, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and grab this. And look, if you can see here, there's a rogue class, right? If I click on this and I go quick equip, look at that. It goes right to here. Now, all of my rogues that are up here have this set of gear, which is huge. Imagine if you wanted to build, or if you, like in this game, there's faction towers, right? It's essentially like it's battle towers, and you go up the towers and you have to use specific factions. Imagine you had to equip every single unit with every single faction with this set of gear. It would drive you absolutely bonkers, as it would drive me. I would probably quit because I have PTSD from gear grinding from other games. It's one of the worst systems in other games. This is the best system I've seen. Now, On top of this, you can get rid of some of your older material here to get yourself some extra loot here. So like you can see, all this stuff is old. So we're going to go ahead and recycle that. You get some loot. Now this loot here is important because when you go to forge something, so right, let's just forge this weapon up. You can go up to level 70, right, by using these little purple spheres. Now this level 70 will increase the following stats. So this crafting gear is set up pretty well, right? Does this, boom, there you go, successful. You can see the increase in what you just did. Crit resistance, magic defense, physical defense, attack, and HP all went up. You equip it, bam, level 70 now. You can do the same thing across the board on all of these. Now, you do have a limited amount of these, so you want to be careful how much you do. But with that being said, there are blue stones as well, which you can use to level up. Right over here, you see 156, I have 852. So for my mages, if I have a mage on my team that I really want to use, I can level up their gear by using this instead, increase the crit, etc. Now if I want to push this further, I can go ahead and use these stones. So you guys saw how to get the stones. You just essentially need to disassemble or disenchant your other gear. So this is a system I think that works extremely well. I think it's one of those revolutionary systems. I've personally not seen this in any other game. If anybody else has, please let me know. I can think of Omni Heroes actually as a game where your top 5 heroes get the will affect the sanctuary, which is essentially your resonance hand, and they all get the same gear as your top 5 heroes. So that actually works really well too. So that's the only game I could really think of, but that's a little different than this as well, right? So I think that this is one of those things that a lot of games should consider adopting. I mean, I'm being completely truthful here. It's such a breath of fresh air not to have to worry about any of this, because quite honestly, like I can't even count, guys, the amount of times I've quit playing gacha games where gear grinding is the main goal. It's like night and day difference here. I feel so relieved that when I jumped on here, I didn't even have to worry about that. It's just something that I was like, okay, cool. Here, what do I do with this gear? I went in there, saw it. I was like, oh my God, what a difference this makes compared to what you normally would do in any other game, right? So again, I want to introduce you guys to this because for those people who are interested in playing this game, not only are you getting a gorgeous game in terms of an RPG, but you're also getting systems in place that make the usual grind a lot easier to cope with and deal with. And that's something that should not be scoffed at, because if you are a veteran gacha player, you can probably imagine yourself and just grinding gear. Like I can name so many games top of my head that I had to do it for, right? Black Clover Mobile is a recent one that reason why I don't play is because of gear grinding. Epic 7 I quit because of gear grinding. What else? There's the 7 Deadly Sins I quit because of gear grinding. Raid Shadow Legends I quit because of gear grinding. Like you name it. And it's just again such a breath of fresh air. I can't even tell you guys how lucky we are who play this game to have this easy system in place to make our life a lot simpler. All right, so that I wanted to cover. Now, in regards to free to play versus pay to win, I have yet to encounter any pay to win gear, to be honest, that has been shown to me yet. I've only ever seen all pay to win or free to play stuff, because I've been getting it all from Idle, right? All my piece of gear is pretty much from Idle and any of these treasure chests I showed you guys. So if you're worried about like a pay to win aspect in this game, so far, quite honestly, like I said, the only thing I've paid for, and I'm being completely truthful with you guys, is the battle pass, right? Which was, again, just to kind of test it out and see what it's all about. And so far, the battle pass has been generous on the EXP and some of the gold and some of these evolution items, but in terms of like actual treasures for gear, there hasn't been that many. So if you're worried about like people coming in here and spending an arm and a leg to get themselves like boosted up all the way like to like insane status of levels, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Now there is of course treasure chest available to get yourself evolutions, characters. You can see here I have not bought any of this stuff, right? So there are definitely bundles available to help you get through the game, but it's mostly for dupes. I have yet to see, let me see if there's anything here like limited bundles that have gear. I don't think I've seen anything gear related for this game. See a VIP 4 from getting that growth bundle. See, actually not growth bundle, sorry, I don't even have this. This is if you get past a certain point. The monthly pass I didn't pick up either. You guys can see here it's not activated, not activated. So yeah, nothing for gear. It's all a grind, right? And I think that makes the game a lot more fun and a little bit more free-to-play friendly, because everybody has to do the same level of work if they want to get the proper gear setup for their classes. And I love saying that, the word classes rather than characters. I think that this is literally the best system I've ever seen. I'm going to keep saying it because I'm just astonished the fact that most other gacha games don't even do this. It's crazy to me. Anyways, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, for some of you guys that are saying that you can't play this game yet on iOS, you know what? I don't think it's iOS or Google yet as an issue. I think it's more region locked. So I've reached out to the rep who's currently off until after New Year's Day. When they return, I'll give you guys a little bit more information of who can access this game, what regions, and how. So I'll give you guys at least better understanding of how to play the game if you are interested in playing, which I highly recommend you do try, because again, this is one of those games that you actually get to play. It's beautiful. It's got some revolutionary systems that I love. And most of all, it's fun. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.